The hardest
well,
part.
it's your show, so you can do whatever you want to do.
I do a little bit. The hardest part about
Yeah.
the hardest part about my show is knowing when to start.
Yeah.
Because we started already.
Yeah.
But it's just I never know when to start. Like 3, 2, 1. No, I can't do that. It's just off the cuff. It's just a feeling.
Yeah.
You know. But how was the day? How was the day?
Today was a great day. It's Monday. I shared on my stories with everyone that today is International Happiness Day, and I found that out through one of the happiest people I've ever seen before, Jennifer Hudson. She talked about that on her show, and so that was a great way to
saw her like outside, so we're like, what?
Not yet, but that was a great way to start the day, is knowing that it's International Happiness Day.
Today, I started, when I got to sit down, I started my day off with the, and we're going to get into it later.
Yeah.
Laugh about it, laugh about it.
So you're listening to my show.
About it. So I'm not going to say the name yet because I got,
Wow.
we're going to get into the introduction.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another addition to the show, more than an addition. She is always a joy to be around. It's National Happiness Day to her every day. She has one of my favorite songs out right now, and I just blasted myself. Oh no, it's called because it's the King. Come on, why does it always happen to me when the camera comes on? Dang, you gotta fill me in because it's the Queen song.
Oh, Melanin Queen.
Melanin Queen.
Yes.
Melanin Queen. I know what I'm talking about. Shoot, Melanin Queen. Okay.
I was following him. I'm like,
Now, yeah, Melanin Queen.
Yes.
I had the pleasure of watching her perform it live.
Thank you.
And she could sang. This is a sister that can sing. There's some sisters that can sing, but this is a sister that can sing.
Thank you so much.
I just found out that she's also a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
You know. What is it, 99.3?
Yes.
99.3. You
yes.
better go download it. I got it on my phone right now. Go get the app. We're going to get into more of that later.
Yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to put y'all hands together for Miss Sade Champaign, y'all. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. It's always a pleasure to be around you. It feels good. So, what you surprise me every time I see you.
Is that so?
Yeah. Okay. So first I want to say it was either at Black and Business Festival or it was at the Haven and White Sales.
Yes, that's where we first met.
At the Haven.
Yes.
Okay. So when I looked on your Instagram,
Yeah.
I had saw everything that you were into, and just you're as positive as I am. I love it. I need
Thank
everybody
you.
more. I need more people like you around me because
Thank you.
the older that I get, the more I'm starting to distance myself. I won't necessarily like distance them. I'll do it without them knowing it, but I just, take myself out of what got you to being like, what got you to the point where like, you know what, nothing's really that big of a deal. I'm just going to be happy.
Yeah. Well, as I always tell people, I definitely have bad days and I have difficulties and challenges a lot.
A lot.
A lot. This part of being human, and sometimes it's really hard to be a human. But I feel that joyfulness, positivity, optimism have been lifesavers for me. In times when I didn't know how I would make it through another day, when I couldn't go on, when it looked like things around me were falling apart, joyfulness, happiness, laughter, positivity, optimism have been true like lifesavers. Like literally, like this is a raft for you to keep going and see beyond what your today is. And so that for me has been huge.
I love it.
Yeah.
For those bad days, I like to break things down like super small to the point where it's like I was able to take a step today by myself.
Yeah.
I was able to sit down with no help. I was able to stand up with no help.
Yeah.
And what that allows me to do is just be grateful, period. Just be grateful just be grateful for no reason.
Right.
I mean, obviously for all the right reasons, but when you have that, they're like, look, at least I'm able to raise my hand because some people can't do that.
Right.
Singing. When did you know that you can sing? And one day you was in the shower and was just like, dang, maybe I could do this out the shower. Because everybody can sing in the shower. When did you discover that you can sing?
Well, I want to say it was as young as 4 years old is what I remember. My mom says that, and I'm turning 36 this year. My mom says she knew when I was young. She said even as a baby and when I could first start talking, like I was, making notes, singing notes, and she could hear like the tune then. And it's in my family genes. A lot of people in my family are preachers, singers, musicians, and entrepreneurs. And so I have to get a combination of all those things.
Right,
and
right.
So I knew ever since I was 4, and I had dreams and visions. And when I was young, of the things that I'm doing today, the things that I've done, and where I'm headed. And so I always knew.
4 years old?
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was doing at 4 years old. So normally, right? Okay, so when I saw you at Copper Blues, right?
Yeah.
I had no idea you were going up on stage.
Yeah.
Before you went up, just naturally, I was like, all right, here we go. We're gonna see. She's gonna do her thing. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Nah, I think everybody tuned in more to you than they did the comics. Because you sang for real.
Thank you. I appreciate
that
so much.
You're very well. I tell my girl, like, you hearing this right now? Like, it was crazy. That's why I was like, okay, yeah. And it made it easier for me to approach you because we had met already.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what you did. You do it well.
Thank you. It was funny seeing you too and everyone at the Women's Day event as well. Oh yeah, you saw me multiple times. And
yeah.
So I think it's probably like 3 times you see me and then you've been able to see different types of performances.
Right.
Which in my full shows, the longer shows, I add a combination of all those things. So I'm singing, I'm dancing, I'm speaking, I'm doing spoken word poetry. Sometimes I sing in Spanish. I do gymnastics a little bit, acrobatics, bringing all those fun things back. And so you see a combination at my longer show.
See, I'm telling you, I keep learning more and more. Gymnastics?
Yes.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch to talk about. What? I had no idea.
My number one favorite artist and entertainer of all time is Prince. And Prince did never let anyone limit him to what he could do and what he could create and dream. And so that for me was how I saw with myself as well. It's like there's no limits to what I can create and dream and do.
You know what's funny about that? We was just talking about putting the Michael Jackson poster up,
yes,
right?
I love him too. Love him. Yeah.
What do you think that verses would have been like?
Oh man. It's crazy because people always like to put them against each other, but they're similar, but they're different,
right.
And so it's kind of like it's what reminds me when we were growing up, you didn't have to be like, I don't know if you're around the same age as me, but when we're growing up, it's like you didn't have to be like, choose this or that. It's like, you're like, I like them both.
Yeah, put them together.
Yes, you're like, I like them both. I grew up around the time when you could like watch all different types of music and artists together on MTV and VH1, and you had all those great influences, and it was so good. You can watch an award show where you literally see Metallica and then Nelly, and then No Doubt, and then you could see Mary J. Blige, and you could see Britney Spears and NSYNC, and it just was incredible. Monica, Brandy, and you could see all these great artists together, and you just learn Faith Hill, Shania Twain, and it's just, I love that,
Who are your top 5 singers? I know everybody has 20 top 5s.
All right, let me think. Top 5, or maybe I'll say the ones I listened to a lot growing up.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
So, of course, Whitney Houston, and this is in no particular order. Mariah Carey, Celine Dion. Those are 3 I listen to a lot. Who else? There are so many, that I listen to. As far as like people I would model my voice after, those are 3 of them. Of course, like I said, I love Prince. So many good ones. Aretha Franklin. There's so many good ones. I love it. It just depends on what I'm listening to at that time, I modeled my voice, or at least when I was learning how to sing, I did it after a lot of like bigger voice singers, so it can help me to learn range and learning pitch. But I like all kinds of music.
I think my singer right now, my favorite singer, it has to be Kehlani.
Oh, she's good.
I like
She's
Kehlani.
really good. She has a very unique tone. So it's her. It's like it's distinctive.
Yeah, it's like with you and her, it's effortless.
Thank you.
Because even when you talk, you can tell that you sing. Like, has anybody ever been like, do you sing?
Yes. They're like, your voice is very melodic.
Like, are you a singer? Because the ones that surprise me are the ones that be talking like this, but then they just, when they be, I used to sing back in my day. Like, no, you didn't. Give me that goddamn mic. I sing for you right now. And then they just blow you away. It's like, oh, Auntie was not lying. Auntie wasn't lying.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
So with all that you do, with the singing, the gymnastics, the poetry, how do you juggle it, or how do you because that's a lot.
Right. Well, one of the things I'm always consistently growing in, and that I even teach and mentor a lot in, is time management and being as productive as possible. And so I typically have to, it depends on, like, for example, and we'll get more into this, but with my radio show, if I'm knowing that's something that's more of a focus right now, I'll put my energies into what is the main focus at that time. But then also, I will say this for me, because not everyone is able to pursue their dreams and their career full time. So obviously it's like all the things that I do is what is my actual career. So I also have more time and more energy to be able to do those things, because it's how I actually make money, and it's what, like I said, my career is. And so I will have different times throughout the day, throughout the week, where it's like, okay, well, this week I'm focusing, or this day in my training, I'm dancing, doing this type of dance. And so I might have anywhere from depending on my schedule, my availability, it might be anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes I'm practicing that type of dance, because sometimes you don't have the time to do things for hours and hours and hours. And so, but just because you can't do it for hours and hours doesn't mean you can't do it for something, and that something doesn't matter. And, that can oftentimes discourage people, because they feel like, if I can't do this for as long as I want to and as much as I want to improve, then I'm not going to do it at all. And it's
1000%.
like an all or nothing attitude isn't always the best. We got to have balance. And so that's been huge for me, is being like, okay, let me allot this much time throughout the day for this particular thing. And if I know this project I'm working on is coming up, then okay, that means I need to put more of my energy and focus into this, although I'm typically training year round, because any opportunity can come up at any time. And also I want to be prepared. So if God opens a door for me to be able to tour, I'm going to be ready. I'm not going to have to be like, hold up, I got to get in shape. I have to get myself ready. It's like, no, I'm going to be ready.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to be like that, but I be forgetting too much.
You gotta write it down and put notes in your phone.
I'm starting to. I really started doing my alarms now. I got an alarm for everything.
Yeah.
But that's just time management.
Yeah.
What I learned, the most important thing about your time, besides not getting it back. We talked about this on my last show. The time we spend right now is gone. Time is the only thing that you cannot get back. You can have a receipt for it and they'll just laugh at you. You're not getting that time back.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing that I learned with time is that you need to value it, and you need to find a way to make people value it. And the best way to make people value their time is to say no. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You you actually add more value to yourself when you have operating hours.
That makes sense.
If Sade's not answering her phone after 9, you better hurry up and get to her. She said she's not. All right, let me just hurry up and. People appreciate you more. That's a little sidebar. This is a little side. We like I said earlier, we often.
A lot of sense.
Yeah, it gains respect.
Yeah.
People will respect you more, know. Sorry, I can't help you. What time did you hit me up? 9:04. Hey, man, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Can't help you.
And I think that's great, because people can decipher and discern for themselves like how it will be best. So if they're like you said, well, I only will work from these hours, then that's how it will have to be. And then some other creatives like me, I don't expect people to get back to me right away. But if I'm thinking about it at that time, I may not have a time to get back until that time. So I will just message them. And then when they get back to me, they get back to me, and so I understand. I can see it from both sides. I do think it is important for people to value our time and to, like you said, to understand how important it is. And what you said about saying no, I think that's huge, and being able to see what it is that we want to say yes to and what do we want to say no to without guilt. So I think that's very important too.
Because all opportunities ain't the good ones.
You're right.
I've had some salty opportunities.
Yeah.
I didn't find out they were salty until I put my foot in the door. It was a little too late.
Sometimes you don't know until after.
It was just a little too late. Some of y'all promoters out there is janky. I ain't gonna say no names.
Yeah.
All love either way.
Yeah.
I had a mutual friend of ours on the show.
Yeah, or two. Yes.
One, specifically radio.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to wait it out, but I can't because you're on the radio, and I want to be on the radio. Shoot. We're gonna get the honorary shout out the way early. It's a little early, but this is your episode. It's all about you. But my heart is too big, and I gotta spread love everywhere. So I think it's only right that the honorary shout out of today's podcast is Miss Allanette. We gonna, you love. She is a friend and family of the show.
My sister.
Yep.
I love her.
You, from Realquicctho, you're loved.
Yes. Love you, sis.
Yep. Radio.
Yeah.
How long? Too many questions. How long have you been in it? When did you get into it? I want to get into it. Help me. I want to do it.
Yeah.
What was the beginning of that journey?
Well, the funny thing is, I remember writing down many years ago, and I saved the picture on my phone of when I wrote down about having my own podcast/radio show. And this was many, 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 many years ago, like over a decade ago. I remember writing this down, and it was so crazy to see, like, as many of these dreams have come to pass that I wrote down. And I'll be honest, not every single thing that I've dreamed or I've written down has come to pass, but more than half. And I don't know about you, but I think more than half, more than 75 to 80, about 75 to 80% of those things is really great odds.
Yeah, it's good. I
always say it's better to get some of what you desired and what you dream than all of nothing. And so I remember writing that down many years ago. And I want to say when I was on my first tour called the Power of a Dream tour, shout out to my best friend, Lisa Leewald, who helped me to create and direct that tour and produce that tour. I was working with a lot of different artists at the time, and I was helping to, kind of manage them and opening doors for them. And I think I remember reaching out to one of the digital streaming, like online radio stations at that time that I was connected with. And then he ended up reaching out to me. Let me see if I can even find out how long ago that was. And he ended up reaching out to me about the show, and it was called Radio Divas on Grind Hard Radio. And so that was digital streaming, like Blog Talk Radio, and literally 2000. Oh, I found it. I think this is when Facebook
Dang, that's crazy. I'm just watching how you multitasking. I would have been.
So 2015, August 2015 is when I had my first ever radio show, season 4, Radio Divas. And that was my first time ever on radio and doing it streaming digital where people can listen from wherever. And then also, where they could download it afterwards and on podcast too. And so to see that came about, and I did that show for about, I want to say 2.5 seasons. And then the doors opened for me to have my own show, which was what was on I wrote down the Sade Champaign show.
Yep.
And so then that's when I had that first radio show. And I have gone on to be able to have so many incredible people on my show, mentors of mine, also many incredible people such as the founder of Quest Nutrition, Tom Bilyeu, if you know Quest bars and like the protein bars. And if you look his name up, he's very, very popular. And also the founder of Ugg Boots.
What?
He was also on my radio show, and I interviewed him at an event, and many, many different types. Oh, Lunel was on my radio show.
What?
I interviewed her as well, and Lettucey too. And it's just been incredible. So many people that have supported me over the years. And then fast forward, and this was just recently. This was even just last year. And I always dreamed of having a radio show on FM radio where people can literally turn on in their car to listen to you.
That's
and,
tight.
And listen to you at work. And so through 99.3 FM, I've been connected with this station for many years since their inception. I want to say was 4 years ago. They're only the 3rd Black-owned radio station in all of California.
Oh,
First one was in Sacramento. Second one is in LA. That's Stevie Wonder's radio station. one that's in LA, and then the third one is here. And I want to say there might be 4 now, but for sure 3. And so I was hosting an event for them, and this was back in November, and I was just talking to some people there, and I was like, I think the time is now. I want to have my own radio show on
you
FM.
felt it.
And then the doors just continue to open, and here we are. We're going on. This is the 3rd month of the show. Actually, March 18th. Yeah, this
week. We make noise for that.
3 months.
We making noise for that. Tina, are you hearing this right now?
And so exactly 3 months in, and I had my first celebrity guest on my show 2 weeks ago with he's very viral, an amazing comedian, Maddie Chambers. Shout out to Maddie. And so I'm just so thankful to see what's been happening. And so that's my show is Laugh About It with Sade Champaign.
Oh, you got to sing it. We're going to sing it together. I don't know if I use my voice or your voice, but it's been stuck in my head.
You've been playing it.
Yeah, it said, laugh about it, laugh about it. With Sade Champaign, laugh about it, laugh about it.
Just like that.
Yeah, I've been waiting to do it. I'm glad you let me do it.
There's so much more in store. We have so much to live for. Laugh about it, laugh about it.
Hey, what?
With Sade Champaign.
Let's go.
And
Man,
so,
you didn't have to do that. I love you even more for that. You did not have to do it. I got you over here singing and stuff. Let's go.
Shout out to Alberto Melero Hernandez in Spain and the Quakes for producing that song with me. And so, yeah, it's all for comedians and for funny entertainers like yourself. And so it's been great. I've been having amazing comedians on all different backgrounds, walks of life. We do not talk about politics and gender wars and all the separation things. It's just about having fun, and you share your own stories.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, we don't. We get deep only because if they're sharing their own stories and things that have happened. But I don't want to talk about like relationship stuff and pot and all the things that everybody's talking about that's so divisive and politics and this person against this person. But I want to know your story and about you and how you got into comedy and how do you write and how do you do these things. And it's been great. We're already booked up through mid-May, and then I'm going to be bringing you on. So don't think I forgot about you. And so it's been exciting. I'm so thankful. It comes on once a week, Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Wednesdays. All right.
So my favorite day of the week. We help you get through hump day.
Yeah. Hey. So I love the fact that you said you don't like to speak about division. We're going to speak about it, but not like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
Because I was going to get to it in a way of how y'all women stick together.
Yeah.
I tell all my friends back home that are women.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Yeah.
They want to come see it. They want to be, I mean, granted, 2-3 hours away.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, that's a huge reason why I gravitated towards y'all anyways, because y'all doing what I want to do.
Yeah,
I just want everybody together.
Yeah.
Granted, everybody's not meant for everybody.
Right.
Everybody can't be in the same room. But if you want to be there,
right.
Interesting, right? This is something interesting that I came across online. Whether it's cartoons or whether it's real life or whether, any kind of marketing.
Yeah.
Red and blue have always been separate. Even if you're wearing the same outfit.
Yeah.
Red and blue together make purple. Purple it's supposed to be like a serenity color of something. It is supposed to be bringing two worlds together. Like it's a color of togetherness.
Right.
And I can't really put it together.
Yeah.
But somehow it just works out because just the fact that you bringing up that you don't.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you. I'm not trying to hear like the left side, right side, and then it's I identify as this. How about we all just identify as one? How about we are all on the same rock, breathing the same air. We look at the same sun. Why can't we just live like that?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And it's like people And I get it from one point because people that are from different backgrounds, different passions, you want to be able to identify with other people that have the same passions as you. You want to enjoy that together, which makes sense. But we can still do these things without it having to be divisive.
Yeah.
But I always say that as human beings, we swing from one end of the pendulum to the other. It's always one extreme to the next. It's really hard for people to find balance. Balance is really, really hard for humans. It's always like they're going so hard at this that they neglect other things. And it's hard for people to see, like with my Melanin Queen song, I love to be able to share my story and celebrate specifically chocolate skin Black women, but also chocolate skin women of all different ethnicities of color, and especially different features and different body shapes, and sharing our stories. But also, I'm not going to say I'm only making this kind of music. I'm only doing this. I'm doing this to share a story and to be able to reach to these women. But also, I'm all about bringing other types of people together. So I don't have to just be put in a box of what these things have to look like.
Yeah, that is a beautiful mindset and a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Because, I'm a whole man out here, okay? So I had, I'm over here Melanin King.
Yes.
But just the message behind it. And, what made me feel so much better was your message after the song.
Yeah.
Because you had the white girls in there, they was grooving too. I want to be Melanin Queen. Well, if you want to be that, then that's what you are. Point is, you are a queen, and you better act like it. You better carry yourself like it. That's how I raise my boys.
Wow. Yeah.
And my daughter. I have a king and three kings in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Act like it, move like it, smell like it.
Yeah.
And that's what you are. People are gonna treat you like it. Some people might not like the way you carry yourself because it can come off as cocky or arrogance or a little overconfident. But if can't nobody really tell you nothing.
Or also sometimes because it disturbs their views of how you should think and how you should see yourself. It's like if the world expects you to see yourself as if you're begging for opportunities, you're begging for these things, which is, it's great to be grateful. It's great to collaborate, to not have a sense of entitlement. But there's times when people feel like, well, because you look like this or you come from this, you should look at yourself as I'm above you, and if you don't have that type of attitude where you see yourself as equal and you think highly of yourself, it can really disturb the flow of how some people's function and how they like to live, and it's can be alarming to them,
Because my thing is, this is my thing. I'm with you 1,000%. My thing is this. Yeah. We can always shine together.
Yes. That's how I feel.
But
that's because you have an abundant mindset.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah.
This is me. Yeah. Even when hey, look.
Yeah.
I can't look. I put a piece of pie in the refrigerator so that way when I get home from work I'm looking forward to my piece of pie.
Yeah.
And my piece of pie is gone. Hey, you know what? Don't even trip, man. Don't even worry about it. Somebody needed it more than you. Just go ahead and go. P. Diddy about to send me to go get some more pie. It's no biggie.
Spoken like a true dad. I don't have any kids, so I'm like, my pie better be up in there.
Hey, look, as much as you wanted to be there, it ain't gonna always be there. You just gotta be ready for it.
That's so funny.
Who drank my damn lemonade? There's 4 of y'all in here. Nobody did it. I know I didn't do it either. So I guess we just all in the same boat, huh?
Look at like that. That's so funny.
But that shine together. If you feel that way about me or anybody that's around me, like, oh, you're too this, you're too that. Well, come spend a day with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm gonna go get some new shoes, you getting some new shoes too. Yeah. If I look good, you looking good with me.
Yeah.
By the time the day is over, I promise you're gonna understand what I'm feeling because it's not just you watching me feel good, it's you watching us feel good.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great perspective.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but we all gonna shine together one way or another. Mm-hmm. With my show, we do go off the rails.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, it's non-scripted. I can talk about anything. Mm-hmm. Any sports teams? I know that can be a little divisive too, but
Well, I do love sports, but funny enough, I'm more of, the sports that I, obviously being an athlete, but I'm a
Yep.
sprinter
Let's
and
get it.
a martial artist and a gymnast. And so
2 out of
those are those are the sports that I tend to focus on the most, that I love to see. And so I think those tend to be a little bit more individualized sports rather than group sports. If I would name a team, it'll always be, you know, growing up in Orlando, Florida, it would be the Orlando Magic.
Okay. All right.
But I don't really watch, you know,
It's
sports
okay.
like that.
Me
Unless
either.
if I'm going to events or people invite me and we're just having a good time, or it's a big sporting event, then I'll just enjoy it.
I like the Shaq's old jersey just popped.
Yeah.
32 just popped in my head right now.
Yep, and Penny Hardaway, and I used to love that. Yeah.
Sprinter. That right there is my God given.
Yeah.
That's something
Ooh,
that
you like sprinting too.
yeah, I love the sprint.
It's so much fun.
Like I lost a couple friends.
Yeah.
I lost a couple friends because
Because you just
yep, I don't
Right
like
past
to
them.
gamble. I
Yeah.
don't like to gamble.
Yeah.
Like 20 right now. Bet 20 right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nah, you don't want
wanna
hey,
do
look,
this.
I know I can't see. I can run though. I know I can't see, but you don't want to raise me, man, because you ain't
That's
gonna be able to see
funny.
me. Yeah, I'm legally blind. Like I'll be really
you're like, yeah, but I can run.
like I'm out.
Yeah.
So I got so many stories. So
Yeah.
one guy, he ran for Santa Ana College. He was
Okay.
like the starter for the track team and this
Yeah.
and that. Like, yeah, that's fine. Like Sack wanted me too, you
Yeah.
know. He's like, yeah, but you're not beating me though. I was like, yeah, you sound like everybody else. I wasn't paying it no mind.
Yeah.
He was like, well, let's go outside. And I was like, oh, here we go, another victim. I'm already visualizing the win. So we go outside, you know, because he's at my house. You can't call me out of my house and I
Yeah.
just stay on the porch. No.
Yeah.
So we line it up. He's doing his stretches and this and that. I'm like, all right. He's doing the correct stretches. So I'm like, okay, he might know. You know?
You're like, let me humble down. Just
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
You know, he's doing all the right stretches.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he might know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there, like
Yeah.
just ready to go. And he acting like he was on the block.
Yeah.
You know, ready, set, go. So we take off, and I'm with him. I'm with him shoulder to shoulder, just watching him.
Yeah.
And the only reason why he won was because he did this right here.
He did the dive.
He did the dive. So he got that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't mad or anything, but I was all like, all right. Go back.
Yeah.
You know, he's on the cloud. I told you.
Yeah.
I told you, I got you. You ain't. I start for Santa Ana College. I'm the starter. I'm the anchor. I'm
That's
like,
so
all right,
funny. Yeah.
bring it back, young man.
Yeah.
So this time I put my hand on the ground, like, yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Ready, go.
Did you go Super Saiyan on him? Because
Yeah.
that's what you sound like
yeah,
you
it
did.
was
You sound
gone.
like you just was like full.
Yeah, I exploded on him.
Yeah.
I was gone.
Yeah.
So even with his dip,
Yeah.
'cause you know that's what you do.
Yeah.
He was maybe 4 yards behind me.
Wow.
Now, if you sprint and you get 4 yards ahead of somebody, you're fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it because
Yeah.
they're literally like half a second behind you.
Mm-hmm.
But for me to be able to turn around and you still running up to the line,
So you beat him the second time.
yeah, smoked him.
Like, I just beat him, Sade.
Smoked
Beat
him.
him.
You know, I haven't met too many men that are faster than me. Like, and I got a couple cousins. They play in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
those are
shout
my
out to them.
yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Those are my most exciting races.
Yeah. I
Because
bet.
you know, it's fun. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not huge
Yeah.
on like competition.
I was gonna ask if you consider yourself like a competitive person.
No,
Yeah.
no. Like, I love to play the game
Yeah.
more than I love to compete for it. Like,
Yeah.
I do like to win, but
Yeah.
I don't mind losing.
Yeah.
Like, if I lose, whatever, I burned
Yeah.
300 calories. You know, I didn't just lose the game; I lost calories. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do it. I watch so many people get consumed
Yeah.
with winning.
Yeah.
They don't make the game fun.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
But if that's how you are, then, you know,
Yeah.
hey, let's play.
It's usually people that do competitive sports because my brother's so funny. I'm like, we play Mancala and just the funniest, silliest games. And I'm like, it's about having fun and doing your best. He's like, that's what all losers say. That's him.
You saying that because you know you about to
He
lose.
said, that's what all losers say. And I just holler, laughing. I said, Raphael, we're just having fun. He's like,
No,
I
that's
don't
only
want to hear
fun
all
if-
that.
Yep. And then let you win. You ain't leaving until he win.
Exactly.
And then if you feel like, look, if they feel that you let them win,
Yeah.
you not going
I
nowhere.
know. That's
You not.
him. That's him. Oh my gosh, so funny.
Well, my little brother,
Yeah.
he, my younger brother, we played spades one time, and
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna die. I thought he was gonna put me in the back of the trunk and leave
Yeah.
me somewhere.
People
Because
do not play with their card
no,
games.
they don't mess around. I thought dominoes was
Yeah.
serious. Don't
Yeah.
lose on the
Yeah.
mess up a book and some spades with your
Yeah.
uncle right there, and you your uncle partner, and you don't.
They act like it's the end of the world.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just watch. I just want to record it
Yeah.
and just troll. I just want to roast a little
Uno's
bit.
fun to play, but more fun to watch because, like I said, people get so intense.
Can you believe people are walking around with Uno reverse cards in they wallets?
They are
Yeah. They-
just ready to play.
yeah, like let's say we at the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And the bill come.
Yeah.
Uno reverse, my guy. This is your bill. You paying for it. Like, nah,
That's
y'all,
a good one, Julie. It's not like
Yeah.
that. That's funny.
y'all playing. I'll be playing
That's
Uno with the you got to make up your own rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the kids love it. I'm a teacher, so I'll play with it. And
Yeah.
it's like, Mr. Julius has to have detention for 2 years. It's like, man, I don't want to play with you no more, man. You done messed the game up, little Gerald. You messed
You
up
you
the
think
game.
it's too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do for if it's not radio or anything
Yeah.
that you just mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What do you do for like a living? What's the breadwinner?
Yeah. Well, I would say it's, like we said, it's singing, speaking.
So you get paid to do what you love.
But that's why I say it's my actual career.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to you. I'm trying to get to you. I love it.
Yeah, this year makes 18 years. This June will make 18 years that I've been living and pursuing my dreams professionally.
Dang,
Yeah.
that is beautiful to hear.
So, yeah. Now, granted, I don't have any children and I live a very simple life. So, being able to pay for me and the things that I need and to live is different versus someone else. So, I can see someone else's expenses being more than mine. But I'm very grateful to be able to make a living, and I don't miss any meals. I have a place to stay. I have a car to drive. I have more than enough clothes. I have, my bills are able to be paid, and I'm able to do what I love, and so I've been an entrepreneur since I was young, though.
Same.
My mom, when I grew up, my brother and I grew up, my mom was in Amway. And so that's one of the best things she probably did for us when we were growing up. So we listened to like Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, like two of the greatest motivational speakers of all time. And so we learned a lot about entrepreneurship. And I can't speak for my brother, but knowing especially for myself. And so I started braiding my own hair and my own hair and my doll's hair when I was 11. And then I turned into a business when I was 13. And so that's one of my many side trades that I do on the side, is like being able to do hair, all types of things. I made jewelry. I would buy things like pens and make notes and all these things and sell those. And so upselling things, but not for super expensive, but just enough to be able to get the profit.
One-on-one.
And so that's been since I was very young too.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So you kind of answered my follow-up question, because the follow-up question is, what is success to you?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they don't know what success is, because they're too busy watching other people's success. Gotta have a Lambo. Gotta have the estate. Gotta have a boat.
Yeah.
I don't need all that. Mine is just being able to do what I love when I want.
Yeah.
And like you said, not missing the meal. That's all really. That's success to me.
Yeah.
What is success to you?
Yeah. Well, before I answer that question, I just want to share a quick entrepreneurial story.
Please.
When I was in high school,
real quick though.
So when I was a junior in high school, so 16 years old, I was in ASB and a lot of other fun clubs in school. But I, with my money from braiding hair, I was able to go to Prince's musicology tour. And so I bought floor seat tickets for me and my mom, $150 each, which sounds expensive. It was more expensive during that time, but it's only because the scalpers, because Prince didn't charge that much. But obviously nowadays you can get a good ticket for $150. You're like, that's a miracle. But so it was $300 money that I paid for from braiding hair, and was able to get floor seats for me and my mom. And then also like going to prom, I had got a free ticket from being an ASB. I sold that for $10 less than the price of the ticket. And then I'd already gotten I got in free from being an ASB, and I paid for my pictures for prom and everything. And so that was really cool for me to see, like, wow, through something that I do as a trade, being able to buy these things. And so I learned that from a young age.
Nice.
So yeah, entrepreneur, very young. But for me, I would say success, I would just say for me, it more so has to do with just how I perceive myself, because sometimes in life, and I talked about this earlier, sometimes things are not always going to go the way you plan. Even with me being professional, it doesn't mean that everything has always been on the up and up. I remember when I met Joel McHale many years ago, if you know him from the show Community, from The Soup on E Network, and he was performing at the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club, and I got to meet him afterwards, and I was telling him how I'm such a big fan and how he's so inspiring and he's just done incredible things. And he told me, he said, Sade, he goes, right now I'm doing all right. He goes, sometimes you be all the way up here and then it's like,
yeah.
And this is Joel McHale, talking about like award winning, performed for the White House Correspondent Dinner, done all types of great things. And for him to say that, and so for us to know, like, not all things are always up all the time. And so if I just find my joy in my circumstances or what things look like, that can be fleeting. But for me, I find my joy in my faith and my spirituality from within. And so no matter what I'm going through, I can still know that I'm loved, that I'm cared for, that God has chosen me and will always choose me just like he chooses everyone. And I can feel glad about that, no matter whether if I have a lot or I have nothing, I can have peace. And for me, that's success, because one of my favorite quotes, it says that some people are so poor that all they have is money. And so it's like, and I'll say that again for people can get that. Some people are so poor that all they have is money. And obviously money is not evil. It's when people love it more than they love people. I just talked about money that I made doing hair. But all that to say, for me, success is more about in my mind and my heart versus what my circumstances look like. I'm very grateful and I'm thankful for every opportunity and the things that happen. But what if in the day that it's not happening? Like when this pandemic started and everything shut down and 90% of my income was gone and I wasn't able to do the things that I love full time, and I didn't know how doors were going to be open. If I only found my success in all the things I did up to that point, I would have been like a lot of people and a lot of artists and creatives I know and speakers who lost their way and they thought they had nothing left to offer. But because my success comes, what I feel is from a deep place from within, then no matter what happens, I can still feel proud of myself. Does that make sense?
Yes, 1000%. Your success is not based off of that materialistic construct.
Yeah.
Like me,
yeah.
If I go to sleep happy, I had a successful day. Success for me is not necessarily like, it doesn't have to be a long-term thing. Success, you can be successful for the moment.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than just success is more than just being able to show people that keys open up doors.
Right.
If that, that was a bar. I got some bars.
I know.
Too.
I see him like he got a little rap in him too.
It's funny because I know how to do it. I'm just not a rapper. I rapped on the last one.
I was like, you got a little something. Because you notice most people, when you ask them their definition of success, it's usually based on, like you said, what other people say.
Yep.
And it's one extreme or the other. It's either like, I give everything to the poor and I have nothing and I do this and I just live off nothing. I need nothing. Or it's I have everything. I can do everything I want when I want. It's always something that's either extreme or other people's perspectives,
Big time.
And then you realize, like, well, if all these things on either end can make people successful, how come people can do these things or be on this side and they can still be unhappy?
Word. Because I tell you what, when these cameras go off, or I'm happy behind the cameras too.
Yeah.
I have my little speed bumps, because I have to deal with multiple personalities.
Yeah.
But if I can find a way to still be able to protect my peace while dealing with these each individual personalities, be like just with the kids, with my girl, with coworkers, with my students, with clients.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to protect your peace.
That's good.
Because anybody, like if and I don't like saying weak because I don't want to
Yeah.
sound like I'm insulting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not strong enough, you're not able to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Some people's energy and some people's misfortunes can weigh you down.
Yeah. Then maybe the word you might be looking for is aware and in tune,
Okay.
as opposed to weak, because weakness is not a bad thing. It's a part of being human, and being human is great. And we're all going to experience weaknesses, but it's in where do we look for our strength? Where do we find our strength? And how can we move beyond that?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Let's say,
Mm-hmm.
despite how strong we are and
Yeah.
we know
Yeah.
we have a boiling point,
Yeah.
we just have that messed up day
Yeah.
and it's okay to be mad
Yeah.
and you just let it out.
Yeah.
What does Sade do?
Yeah.
Like to just let it out?
Yeah.
What do you do to let it out?
Oh, I cry. That's one of the first things is crying. I cry. I'm a big crier. I pray. I will reach out for help if I need to. And just for people and my loved ones and mentors, counselors who can speak life to me and remind me of the truth. And if I'm really in need of that, I go for a walk. I meditate. I
Meditate.
do yoga. Oh, I'm an avid meditator and yogi. I'll dance. I'll do something that I love. You know what I mean? And then, of course, I've learned this over time too. I allow myself to process through and feel what I'm feeling. But the difference is knowing that just because I'm feeling this doesn't mean that it doesn't negate and take away all my progress, who I am, all these things. Because that's one of the things that's hardest for people is if they're not in tune and aware, and through a lot of healing and transformation, we can feel so overwhelmed by what we're going through and whatever it is that has happened, that boiling point, that you don't see all the other amazing things in your life, how far you've come, where you're headed. It's like you were just consumed by that feeling, circumstance, etc., whatever it is. And so I've learned over time how to see it as the isolated incident or whatever it is that it is. And it doesn't have to determine my entire story in life. And so that's been helpful. And feeling, like I said, feeling what you feel, but realizing that's not the end of it. I will live to see another day. This too shall pass. And to be reminded, right now, and the same goes for you as well. Right now, our comeback is 100%. We have come back from every single rough day and rough moment and challenge we've ever had.
Yep.
Our record is 100%. And so we can continue to come back even from this,
I like that. That's deep.
Yeah.
With having all these personalities in my
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
and I mean that with like just the kids,
Yes.
I have to constantly remind them
Mhm.
that no matter what you're going through, whether
Mhm.
it's good or it's bad,
Yeah.
it's just for now.
That's good.
Like if my little one falls and
Yeah.
scrapes her elbow and she's crying,
Yeah.
I tell her it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let it out.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, it's only for now. It's
Mhm.
not gonna last forever. In 5 minutes, you're gonna want to go back doing what you was doing,
Yeah.
and you're gonna fall again.
Yeah.
But it's only for now.
Right.
That's
That's good.
I'm working on just some similar lessons with one of my stepkids.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get him to express himself in other ways.
Yeah.
We're trying to help him find ways to control his anger.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him, I get it, you're mad right now, but
Yeah.
it's only for right now.
Right.
And you don't have to make it through this by yourself,
Right.
because we're going to make it through.
Yes.
Because it's not just you, this is us.
Right.
It's...
And I also think too, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
With a lot of the work I do in mental health advocacy, in suicide prevention, bullying prevention, drug and alcohol abuse prevention, etc., I found too that it's important for people to get to the root, and so for them to know, like, why are they angry and where is the anger coming from? Because what we don't want to do, or any of these difficult emotions, is to either, even though it is great to find healthy outlets, but even when I'm counseling and mentoring people, coaching them, you want to find out where is the root of where it's coming
Yep.
from, so the person can begin to see. Because sometimes if we're not able to see where is that anger coming from? Why is it that you're feeling this way? Are you feeling a lack of self-control? Is there a traumatic situation that has happened? Is there a bullying situation? Is there some lie that's coming to you? Whatever it may be. And through people being able to see where the root of things have started, it can help them to begin to process easier and to understand themselves more, and it really has served itself as a blessing as opposed to only putting Band-Aids on. Because I do believe in finding other outlets, and that's something I teach as well, but also seeing where did it come from?
Right.
When did it start?
1,000%.
Where are you seeing that this is the way to go, and being able to help them to even think about it? Because sometimes, a lot of times, Julius, people are not even aware. We just do things, and we're like on autopilot, which is why I talked about being aware, being in tune, and they're just don't even realize when things are happening. Why did you snap? Why did you think like this? Why is this just the way that you just normally do things? You just live it on autopilot instead of actually being in touch with yourself, with your thoughts, with your emotions and your feelings, and then seeing, wow, I don't have to only be like this. Like, as a human being, our brains were created, our bodies, everything about us is very pliable and flexible, meaning that you don't have to always be like this. You can grow and learn and heal and transform and experience life in new ways. You can think in different ways. You can feel and experience in different ways. And a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
They think they're doomed. Like, if this is just how I am. I'm just an angry person. I'm just a depressed person. I'm just a low confidence person, whatever, insert the label in there. This is just how it's always going to be for me. And I don't believe that.
See, if it's not a client of mine or a kid of mine, because like there'll be some days where like my girl's not having it, and her energy is off, and I'll just have to say, nope, go. You gotta try again. Like, you gotta try again. That's if I know you and I can sense like where it's coming from, depending on how big the problem. If it's like something small, like they didn't give me my 5th burger. I paid for 5 burgers and they only gave me 4. Like, all right, chill, just chill out. It's not that serious. Right. But for something that has been existing for years and years and years, you can't necessarily approach it like that. Yeah. You have to be. It's like you said earlier, everything has a balance. You have to be able to be empathetic and understanding. Yeah. Because sometimes they don't know. Right. And that's okay. Yeah. But they need to understand that we're gonna help you figure it out. Right. I'm not gonna bash you for it. I'm not gonna use it against you. Right. But what we can do is work on a solution to fix it. Right. You have to want to fix it though. Right. Because if you want to stay like that, then all right, go. You can't. I'm not gonna let you be that energy vampire because I'm too happy. That it doesn't fly over here. Yeah. But the help is always gonna be here. It's never gonna go anywhere. Right. Right. Everybody around me, everybody close to me, they have my full support. Yeah. That's but good. It keeps my knives sharp. Yeah, you're right though. It can be challenging, obviously, as a human being, because you're around all different types of people from different walks of life and backgrounds. And like you said, being a father and being a teacher, what you do with your business and being in a relationship, I'm sure it's a lot to navigate through. Yeah, it can be. Because I was just me. So my coping strategies is this. That's great. Like, I skipped to the parking lot to get you. Nobody sees me like that. I'm still like, you know what I'm saying? I still got an image to maintain. I'm still outside. So ain't nobody finna see me skipping. You're so funny. I know. I love your excitement and your enthusiasm. It's a big reason why I'm here. I can't fake it. I don't know how to turn it off. You were like that from we first met. It'll be 3 a.m. and like, I'm so happy to meet you. And you're so excited. I don't know. True. I love it. It's just, like, nothing is that serious to me because it's only for the moment. Is that why you're a comedian too? Okay, so the comedy stuff. Yeah. I'm naturally funny. Yeah. I didn't mean to be like, I'm funny by accident. Yeah. I just happened to be like, you know what? Yeah. Let's do this on a microphone. Yeah. In front of people. And let's see the reaction I got. The very first time I got on stage, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. Yeah. It was good enough to be like, all right, you can do this again. Yeah. The beginning of anything, and this is something that I live by. the beginning of anything in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what the situation is,
Mm-hmm.
it's either the best time
Mm-hmm.
or it's either the hardest time.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. That's good. I remember
Yeah,
doing karaoke and I forgot, and I was young. I probably was like 11 and I forgot like all the words. And I was so like,
the worst time. Sometimes the
You know?
first time is the worst time.
Yeah.
But it can be the best time.
Yeah. So, but I
Um,
did live to sing another day. Just
there
like
you go.
Live to tell another joke.
Yep. So what I learned also in this journey of just pursuing what I want to do,
Yeah.
consistency is a huge attribute.
Yeah.
Besides the love for what you do,
Mm-hmm.
what is it that keeps you consistent?
Mm-hmm. I do think it's part of my personality, to be honest, because I think it's obviously something that people can build. It is a skill that people and a trait that people can build and they can learn and grow in. And then other people, it is a part of like who we are and how we function. And so when I was growing up, I was definitely more like perfectionist and overachiever, which are not good things. I know some people may disagree with me, but I don't believe that they're healthy habits or traits to have because they can suck all the joy out of life and you're not able, you go from like doing your best to like, once again, extreme. And so I kind of learned some of those habits growing up, but through like a lot of healing and just through transformation in my life, I've learned like what does it look like to be consistent, to be ambitious, determined, dedicated, while also still enjoying my life, and it doesn't have to be to where it's this or nothing, and so that's been exciting for me. And so I think it's like I said, first I'd say it's definitely part of my personality, and just how I am. I am a focused person, a driven person, ambitious person. I'm just as much analytical and administrative as I am creative. And so it's just kind of how I am. And then also, like I said, realizing like these things that I'm passionate about and want to get done, you know, obviously God can gift me, God can enable me, God can do all these things, but it is also still going to have to be me to say yes and move forward in those things that I'm passionate about. And because it's not like I'm just going to close my eyes and wake up, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I thought it was going to work like that too.
And so I think too, I look at whatever it is I'm focusing on, whatever it is, maybe the goal, the desire, the dream, the etc. And I see like, okay, what is it going to require? What am I going to need to do? How am I going to need to train to be there? So for example, during the pandemic, at the very start of it, I wasn't in the best health physically. Now, people on the outside looking in, they would say, "Oh my gosh, you look the same all the time. You look like you're in great health." But me knowing myself and knowing what I love to do and what I'm passionate about, you've seen some of my different shows. You haven't seen me with dancing and stuff yet, but anybody that's gone to my shows, they see like I have a lot of stamina and a lot of endurance. And so when I was invited to do a show for, I think it was a Juneteenth Black Lives Matter type event, and it was at the Thousand Oaks Civics Arts Plaza outside. It was a 30-minute set, and when I tell you, Julius, I was so tired and so out of breath, and people that were watching couldn't notice because when you have a natural gift and talent and you've been doing it long enough, to them, it's just like, oh, it's coming easy to you, you're having fun, which I was. But on the inside, I was like praying, like, Lord, I need your help through every step of this way. And so that was a wake-up call again for me to be like, okay, I did not want to go through that again. And that was something that easily helped me to be like, what is the system? How are we going to set this up so you can get your cardiovascular strength and energy back up again? Because you do not want to be out of breath. You want to be able to perform. And that's one of the things I'm known for. When people see, they're like, oh my gosh, she's not even out of breath. She has so much energy. She's is able to move, has stamina, and still sing on key and be passionate about it. And so that for me, seeing that in that moment, I had to be able to be consistent and dedicated and focused so that I could now be back. And I think even greater right now with my stamina and endurance and cardiovascular strength. And because of that, you get to see the fruits of that. So now when I'm on stage, I'm performing, I'm excited. I'm not like afterwards like,
yep.
And if someone invites me to do something, I don't have to freak out and be like, how am I going to get ready for this? Because that famous quote, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, And so, so that for me has been huge.
Stamina. My two biggest recommendations.
Yeah.
Go fight.
Yeah.
Organized, of course. Go train.
Yeah.
Go.
So you like martial arts? You were saying yes.
Muay Thai, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu for
Ooh,
well over a decade.
I do remember you saying that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And go swim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
if you can do 12 rounds or 12, yeah, if you can do 12 rounds, yeah, you can do an hour concert.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Cisco, he's notorious for it. Chris Brown is
love it.
notorious for it. Busta Rhymes is notorious. They're not just standing there. The whole stage is theirs.
Cisco stayed in great shape and health though throughout the years. He has a
That
very
boy doing
regimented
backflips on the stage.
Yeah, he looks phenomenal. So
I don't think I'll ever forget his song performance. That boy was doing somersaults, backflips. Like everybody was getting out the way.
And
like,
he can sing too.
He do 19 backflips and I'm like, what? Fuck out of here.
Remember his song? Without you, girl, my life is incomplete.
Yep.
Yeah, such a great song.
Look at Tina over there, like he sing about me. What does your diet consist of?
Well, I typically I eat protein for every single meal. So I'm really big on portion sizes. So I do portion control, and that's really helpful to me because I only need to eat so much at a time. You know, like if someone was like buffet style, that doesn't really work for me because I don't eat that much at a time. And so I eat like a serving of protein. For my breakfast is usually my largest meal of the day. And then I'll have like breakfast, lunch, dinner. I have one snack in between, sometimes 2 snacks if my days are pretty busy. So I have like a serving size of protein, 1 to 2 serving sizes of vegetables, possibly, and most meals a serving of fruit as well. And then I have like a serving of some type of grain or some type of oats. Depends on what it is, you know.
Right, of
so
course.
Some other type of plants, and it might be sweet potatoes. It might be brown rice or turmeric rice, all those different things. I meal prep. And so I do that generally once to twice a week. And so, like I said, I'll meal prep breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with breakfast being my largest meal of the day. And then I have like a snack or something in between. And so that's been pretty helpful. I really love it. You know, I do eat, I would say my meals probably consist of like about 50 to 60% of like poultry, meat, seafood, and then the rest is like plants based. So it's a combination of both, and it's
moderation.
It's been really helpful for me. I don't eat a lot of fried foods. I don't eat fast food. I don't eat a lot of sugar or a lot of sweets, things like that. If I do want something, it has to be really high quality, and I usually have to go and get it. Like if I love, shout out to Rory's Artisanal Ice Creamery, and they have like gelato, and it's in closest one is in Camarillo. And so if I go there, I get like a scoop, and it'll do like a half a scoop of pistachio gelato and dark chocolate. But I have to go and get it, you know, because I really like it. It's like high quality. I'm really bougie and with my desserts and comfort food. Because if it's gonna be those calories, which I'm not saying anybody should think like this, but for me, I want to taste good. I don't want to just eat something just for the sake of like I want something sweet. Like I want to taste it. Or like people making like homemade desserts and stuff like that. Ever so often I get it. But generally I don't really eat out a lot, you know, unless if I'm going to celebrate or we just meeting with friends and stuff. And I don't eat a ton of food at one time. So, and I drink a gallon of water a day, no alcohol, no sugary drinks, none of those types of things. And yeah.
My girl can't stand my diet.
I know you definitely seem way more restrictive than I do, because he said you eat more of just like raw and plant-based.
Like, I'm slowly but surely, like I'm starting to get to like no meat at all. Yeah. You know, I had some chocolate chip cookies earlier.
Yeah. I love how you said it.
You know, because I love my McDonald's chocolate chip cookies. Yeah. Like, and it's been so long. I was like, you know what? I had a successful day. Yeah. I'm getting me some cookies. But and like the way that I'm eating too, like as far as like timing. Yeah.
Do you do intermittent fasting?
I used to.
Yeah.
I would fast for like a day. Yeah. You know,
I had a feeling you did intermittent fasting. I was like, he seems like an intermittent faster.
Yeah, I dabble. I think that the longest I ever fasted was either 2 days, no food, or it was 3 days, but water only.
Yeah. Wow.
But the most successful way that I was able to do it
Yeah.
is if I had those 2 or 3 days off.
Oh, okay. Of course.
It's too hard
Yeah.
to fast. And this is just me. It's
Yeah.
too hard to fast
Yeah.
when you have to work 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah. It's always something I joke with because I don't do fasting anymore except if I'm sleeping or in between. Obviously, if I'm sleeping or in between meals. And if people wonder, that's why they'll see I generally look around the same.
Right.
That they'll see me throughout the years. They'll never see me where they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I saw Sade and is she on drugs or she looks like she's eating everything. And it's all going to be around the same. And I think that has helped. But also because, and people who know my story know this, I struggled with some disordered eating habits when I was growing up. And then it came from also being in religious environments where they're so strict with certain things. And to other people, which is why I go back again to the extremes of things like, people would they would be like, oh my gosh, like one time the longest I fasted was like, AKA starving and detoxing, whatever they want to call it, but was like 16 days of just liquids and no solid food. And some people would be like, oh my gosh, you probably were so spiritually enlightened. And even people that tell me that, they're like, oh my gosh, I fasted so long, I was so spiritually enlightened. I said, yeah, because you're about to die. Like you're going to heaven.
You're torturing.
And so it's like,
torture.
Of course you're going to like, and they're like, I just got the most miracles. I'm like, yeah, because God was like, let me hurry up and do this for them because they're about to die. And they are not going to see me.
Well, hold on, man. You're knocking on the door. It ain't even time for you to be here yet.
He's like, they're not going to stop until I do this. Here.
Dude, your reservation is in 13 years. You
and
come
I'm like,
here.
that's
early.
why. And so for me, I don't do any of those types of extreme things. You know, like for me personally, I feel like it's just not the healthiest way. I really believe in balance. I really believe in, you know, so that way now with the way that I eat, and I'm so thankful for this, I don't binge, you know, and I'm not going to do what a lot of people do because they can't have any self-control and they feel so like, oh, it's the end of the world. It's like, no, I'm going to eat another meal later. It's going to be okay. I do enjoy what I eat and what I make. And if I really want something, I'll enjoy it. If it didn't turn out to how I wanted to, that's okay. I got another day. It's going to be fine and just get back on track, you know, and so.
That's self-control. That's something.
Yeah, it's a miracle. It's been a journey.
So, like, the way I got into my diet now, I used to call it a substitution for fasting.
Mm-hmm.
But now,
Yeah.
I'll just call it an addition because occasionally I'll do my 2-day fast or 3-day fast with some water.
Yeah.
I went all raw.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I just want to try something new.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily just not eating cooked food.
Yeah.
It's eating food that's still alive.
Mm.
When you...
Do you follow Liver King?
I don't.
Okay, I was going to say, because
I
if
do
you sound
follow-
like Liver King, which...
I'll tell you.
You look him up. He's a whole... You're not a
check him
scam,
out.
but he's a whole scam out here. And so it's really
Uh-oh.
funny. You're not. I'm just saying, because people, they will go from one extreme of it to the other. And they'll be like, he's like, I eat liver and I eat these raw organs. And I'm just like... Do you know like how unsanitary that is, bro?
They're still alive. Like our stomachs aren't even built like that.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
when I say I eat food that's alive,
Yeah.
I'm talking about I'm eating berries off of the vine still. Like, you know,
That
like,
makes sense.
I'm eating berries off of the vine.
Yeah.
Like a
You're not
fruit.
saying you're going into the forest
Yeah,
to try
just
to find the
eating a
animal.
pig that just eating the pig alive. No,
I'm
you
just
know,
kidding. I know.
them freshly picked strawberries.
Yeah.
They're still, they're still alive.
Yeah, I
you know,
get that.
do for protein. I'll have my nuts. I'll
Yeah.
have like, I might do like some beans. I'll do
Okay.
some sunflower seeds.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
love sunflower seeds.
A lot of veggies, a lot of greens.
Yeah.
A lot of any kind of berries. You know,
Yeah.
mangoes,
Yeah.
cucumbers.
Yeah.
There's this guy. He goes by Aki Awakening,
That sounds really familiar.
and he, for me, anybody can talk about anything,
Yeah.
but it's how you present it.
Yeah.
He talks about it the way that I talk about how to set up a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, you know when somebody knows what they're talking about
Yeah.
because you just feel it.
Yeah.
He talks about the type of foods to eat.
Mm-hmm.
The closer the berry to the sun it is, the more the more it's beneficial to you because we also are getting vitamins from the sun.
Yeah.
You know, he just talks about cleaning the lymphatic system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he talks about like just cleansing the body of mucus and toxins.
Yeah.
And in that 3 days, your body pretty much resets itself. You know, he has these it's called the 3 bitters. You know how people have their powders and their cleansers?
Yeah.
He has that. And I want to get it.
Yeah.
And I do want to, you know, he's a brother, so I do want to support.
Yeah.
But just knowing that he knows what he's talking about,
Yeah.
that was even more of a reason to be like, all right, we can check him out. And then when I actually like tried it, I did 30 days. Yeah. No cooked. Yeah. I felt like a god.
I remember you were saying that. It's really popular too, what you're saying. A lot of people do that.
I felt amazing. Like I didn't need to drink as much water. Yeah. Because you have your H2Os and then you have your H3Os. When you have your H3Os, you can operate off of less water compared to when you have that big huge dead slice of meat. Yeah. You know, you're gonna need to drink more water because that water is gonna help cleanse out and flush out all the bad stuff. You know, the Bible says we're not supposed to be consuming anything that has blood that runs through the veins. Yeah. We're not supposed to be, you know, does it taste good? Yeah.
Now, granted, some things for specific time periods, you know, because if that's the case, then we got to follow all the other stuff
that's true.
That the Bible says. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to be honest with you, I cannot follow every single one of those things. So.
I can't do it. I'm not going to front. I can't be doing it either.
And as much as me being a woman of faith, I look at it like, what is the main thing? The main thing is what I believe and the love that I share. And then everything else.
You feel.
Yes. And so, but I totally get where you're coming from. And I know it's a very popular that a lot of people eat that way as well. So.
It was just do your own research, people.
Yeah.
Try it for yourself.
Yeah.
Go just even a week.
Yeah.
Do a week. Just grapes, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, cucumber, and mango, and some water. Do it for a week. Let me know how you feel.
Yeah. As much as I train, because I train 5 days a week, and then I take 2 days off, and my training sessions, they're not 100% intense the entire time, but the intensity of some of the training is a lot. I definitely don't think I could survive. I would literally need to be somewhere where it's like, you do that and you don't do nothing else, because I would not do it. Like most of the people, the different diets and the ways that people eat, and they would tell me those things. I'm like, as much as with me weight training and the cardio that I do and strength training, my body would be like, are you trying to kill us right now?
Yeah. It's again, like the beginning, the beginning's the hardest. Yeah. Cause when I first started fasting, I was like 9 hours. I was like, yo, this is, man. Yeah, this is some BS right here. Who thought about this?
I'm gonna leave that to you and everybody else.
It's crazy, man. Who talking about fasting for 3, not eating for 3? This is stupid. Like it reminded me of like when I was conditioning, I wore an extra 20 pounds. Everywhere. The only time I took it off was to go to sleep. And to take a shower. Wow. I'm playing full games of basketball. I'm going hiking. I'm running. You know, I'm wearing it to work. 20 pounds all day, every day. I did it for like 2 years, and then I took a year off and did it for like another 2 years and took 6 months off. And I have it. I still have it. I did what? I did 4 days 3 weeks ago. Wow. Just like, you know, just effortless now. Yeah. Fasting, that got easier. Yeah. It still gets hard sometimes. Like it's funny at 805 night, the market. Yeah. I had a piece of lamb because I like lamb. Lamb tastes good. I had some lamb, but then I spit it out because I didn't.
That's so funny. See, so it's good people can hear from 2 different perspectives. Because obviously you're a faster and I'm not. I always say the only things I fast from are low self-esteem, anxiety, fear, negativity, inferiority complexes.
There we go.
Those are things I fast from 24/7.
Yeah, I recommend. Okay, before you dive into fasting, try a raw food diet. Yeah. Nothing cooked, not even rice. Yeah. Nothing cooked. The only thing that I would recommend, like if you have to have something hot, if you have to ingest something hot, do tea. Do tea. Yeah. But other than that, have your salads. It's okay. Put the pepper in there. Put, you know, put the sunflower seeds or whatever. Go ahead and get your savory. You don't really need that piece of meat. Yeah. You know, and me and my girl, we made a bet because she was like, you're already skinny. You're going to be skinnier. And then I ain't going to want you no more. She didn't say that. But I told her, I was like, I bet you I will not go below 150. At the time, I was 156, 157. By the time I was done, I was at 151. Yeah. So I won my bet.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was
Yeah.
the goal. So I lost bad weight. I
Yeah.
lost all of the impurities
Yeah.
because I was, I was
Yeah.
a little more thicker in the face, and I had a little pudgy.
Yeah.
But it was all gone.
Yeah.
And what what convinced me, like what let me know that I was doing the right thing was the
Yeah.
way that I felt.
Yeah.
I felt like I ate 2 burgers,
Yeah.
but I was ready to go train, or I
Yeah.
was ready to go play. I was ready for action compared to eating an actual 2 burgers.
Yeah. Well, I
You
don't
don't wanna
need
do
2
nothing.
burgers. I can just do 1.
When you do that one, you just want to kick it. Like, you don't want to do nothing. You just want to sit back. I just want to sit back, and I'm full. But
That's so funny. Well, I guess that's why it's great. There's so many different ways that people can eat,
Right.
because then they can learn what's going to work best for them. I have some friends that eat like you do, and that's what they prefer. And then I have best friend who has so many different health issues, and keto works best for her. All her
Yeah.
health issues clear up from that. And so I think it's good for people to see what works for them and to not just follow what someone else is doing, but to
Yeah.
test out different things,
Yeah.
seeing how you feel. I found what has been a huge blessing for me, and that gives me the energy for what I do. And I feel great. I'm, like I said, I'm turning 36 this year. I feel more youthful and more alive and gladder than I have ever had, and
it's
so
the mind too. It's the
yeah,
mind.
that's the most important thing. And I love it because even Jesus talked about, it's like, it's not just what people eat, it's what's coming out of their mouth, and people not realizing, it's like, meaning what's coming from their heart, what's coming from their mind, how do they actually think and believe? Because some people are not going to be able to afford certain things, and they can't have that, but I still believe through their mindset and them doing the best of what they have, they can still live a great life. And then some people have all access to everything and they're still not healthy, and so I think it's interesting to see the different ways that people have survived and what works for them.
Yeah, everybody's body's different.
Yeah.
The hard reset
Yeah.
is a dry fast for 3 days. That's
Yeah.
the hard reset.
Yeah.
And then
It's
you
a
can
hard
get
no
into
from
your
you, Jules.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
um
that's so funny.
I do the frequencies too.
Yeah.
I'll play a frequency.
Maybe tell me about that.
My favorite one is
I'll have you send me some.
Yeah, big time. 432,
Mm-hmm.
528,
Mm-hmm.
and then anything over like 20,000.
Okay.
10-15? Oh, 9-15.
Yeah.
Should we we get phone check time. Phone check time. Let's see. Oh, mine is Instagram.
I did want to share with you about my book that's out.
Oh, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Before we wrap up.
Let's do it.
And I bought a couple of my merch items as well. I'd like to gift for you and your family. So this is my book. It's called Grace Made, My Journey to Love, Joy, and Healing. It's a collection of original poetry, quotes, essays, journal entries, and other literary works from me. And so I named this book Grace Made because, in our society, oftentimes people can brag about being self-made. They're like, I'm self-made, and that's great for them. But I always say that I am made by the grace of God, by community, by mentors, by people who have supported me, by counselors and my fans. And so I'm just very grateful. And so I share different stories from my life and spoken word poetry in this book. I have a spoken word poetry album that's out as well called In Between the Dream. And so people can listen to that. And I bought for y'all like one of my bracelets with my website and says #GraceMade. One of my stickers, Sade Champaign, and then one of my bookmarks and one of my original quotes that says, I have never met an ordinary person and I never will, for I've only met extraordinary people who didn't know their worth. And I get messages from people.
That was a bar.
Thank you. I get messages from people all over the world sharing with me how they've read my book and played my music for people in the hospital, for their loved ones. They send quotes to their kids. It's something that the whole family loves to do, and reminding them of how loved and special they are. And so it's been great. It has several 5-star reviews on Amazon, and I'm actually going to start working on my second book soon. And this book has been many, many years in the making. And I just encourage people in that because, everyone thinks that just from the inception of when you have a dream, when it starts in your heart, they think it has to be like instantaneous. But oftentimes, for me at least, life hasn't happened like that. It's been very, very slow. Mm-hmm. And so it's been a blessing, and this is a dream come true, and being able to work on this, and I'm thankful.
That's dope. Thank you.
So I will sign this for y'all.
What? Let's go live on cam. So when you listen to one of my Instagram quotes, you know, when I do my you know, motivational or whatever, just my opinion, and you hear something from, don't be surprised when you hear something from your book.
I love that.
Tina, what book you reading right now? Yeah, all right. We're just gonna have to remain on the back burner for now. This is what we about to get into. Man, this is dope.
I'm so thankful to have been here. I really appreciate
it. Yeah, me too.
Me.
It's real like that. It's a whole production in here. I do want to get. I want to get a couple people. Because I know Denise. She definitely want to come back on.
Yeah.
Denise Carter wants to come back. Me and Miss Allanette, we might do something else again because that was too much fun. We definitely need to do a part 2 because there's so many questions I didn't get to ask.
You're like, Sade, I'm not done.
Like
That's so funny. He's talking about fasting, y'all, and I'm thinking about I'm ready to eat again, and it's time for me to eat dinner. I'm like, my food is waiting on me.
Like, yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna have my couple. I'm gonna have my cup of water, and then I'm gonna lock this up and KO. Because like now my timing is, I'm gonna start getting on a schedule where I don't eat when the sun is down.
Wow.
Because when you eat and then you go straight to sleep, you might be asleep, but your body's not asleep.
Well, I definitely don't go straight to sleep after I eat. You know, I like to do yoga. Well, let my food digest, and I do yoga. I usually meditate before I go to bed, and I pray and read. I have a nighttime routine.
That's something else I wanted to ask you about. Like, what kind of mantras do you use?
Yeah, I do.
When you meditate.
Yeah, well, I believe I do lots of different types of meditation. So I love.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, this.
You can have both. Remember, you don't have to choose one or the other. You can do both.
I want to do one.
So I do. I do walking meditation. I do music meditation. I do deep breathing meditation. I do so many different kinds. Also, in things that I speak, like even when I'm starting my day, I'm so grateful as I think about my day and I'm intentional on waking up. I'm thank God for the day that I have ahead of me, and I'm reminded and speak to myself that I have more energy, that I'm more alive, that great things are in store for me, just anything positive or life-giving that I can speak to myself. And I believe in speaking that to other people too, because it's not only the words we speak over ourselves, but it's in speaking life to others.
Word.
And that's one of the reasons that people who love me so much and support me, because they're like, you always just have such great energy and you make me feel good about myself. You speak great things to me and you remind me of my value. And so that's what I love to do. And so, you know, most people are like, oh my gosh, I'm getting older. Everything hurts. I don't believe that.
Not me.
One of the things I speak is I say, I am aging like fine wine. I'm getting more youthful. My body's more limber. I'm more flexible. I am getting healthier and stronger and more vibrant.
You
and I
don't
think
get older,
and
you
I
get
breathe
better.
in. Yeah. And so those are different things that I do as well. So, and I love listening to different types of music, whether if it's with positive affirmations or from all different places around the world, or if it's with just the instrumentation, the music, gospel, all types of songs. I just love it. And I love to visualize as well too, and just see myself.
Yeah, you do that too?
Yes.
I do it. I see myself like, this is my big old house.
Yeah.
This is my big old 4-bedroom house where everybody has more than enough space.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't physically,
Yeah.
but it is mentally and it is spiritually.
Yeah.
I'm just getting myself ready, because if I said it,
Yeah.
if I said it, I've either done it or it's about to happen.
Yeah. And so, well, I'm definitely looking forward to part 2. And
yes.
I'm so
I didn't ask
I
didn't ask who's the biggest name you've been around in your opinion and on paper. I didn't get to ask what type of mixed martial arts you did. I didn't.
See, that means you got lots of good questions.
I got a whole bunch. I didn't ask Puma or Dita, you know. Hey, real quick though, you know, the unofficial sponsors, Angels, send your boy Otani, send me a jersey. Young Boss Life Clothing, that is your boys. I'm super proud of it. Yeah. Green Bay Packers, see you later, Aaron Rodgers. Thank you for all you've done. Pumas, special shout outs to the Black Kings that you see behind you, Nelson, Obama, Barton, you know, all love to my family. You know, Cadillac Cats, you know it's all love. MC Rapone, MC Cool Spirit. You know it's all love. I support you guys every single time. Y'all probably don't know it, but you know it.
Wow.
But
Real quick though.
hey, real quick though, man. As much as I hate this part.
He's like, Sade, please stay.
Yeah, like I hate this part because I know I got stuff to do too. Hey, real quick though, man. It has been another beautiful pleasure. It has been.
Thank you.
Like I love it. I love this right here. She came bearing gifts. I promise you, this book is already read.
Thank you.
Sade Champaign, please do not let this be the last time that you're here.
Thank you.
I love you more for doing this for me.
Thank you.
You know,
Glad to be here.
Y'all really mean it when y'all say y'all support. Y'all really support. A lot of people say it, but not too many people do it.
Like I said, you also very determined and tenacious, and then you had your beautiful little daughter
that
batted her eyelashes at me. She's a big fan. Looks like a spitting image of you, and I was like, how can I say no?
On that note, y'all, dang, I hate this part. Hey, real quick though, man. Y'all know how I get down, all right? I'm a little mad right now, but it's all good. It won't be the last time.
No.
You can't fall. No, see, I'm already messing it up. Respect over everything. And you can't fall if you don't trip. Peace.